Hello again, digital makers. Welcome back to Digital Makers. This week's episode is going to be epic. If you haven't already, say hello in the chat and let us know where in the world you are. I'm Mr. C, and I'm coming to you live from Cambridge in the UK. And back with us once again is the always irrepressible Christina. How you doing, Christina?
Hello. Hi, everyone. I'm joining from Nebraska in the USA. And thank you to everyone joining us once again for another great episode of Digital Making at Home. Great to see you, Mr. C.
Thanks, you too.
Today, I'm really excited. It's all about making cool inventions with sound and light. We're speaking with Al, a fellow streamer from Andorra who's into fashion design and loves making and inventing things for their friends. Then we'll get our Raspberry Pis out and make a cool light and sound sculpture you can try at home.
That sounds dope. I'm really excited to start making with you again, Christina. And for all of those of you who are watching for the first time this week, welcome. Digital Making at Home is all about getting young people to turn their ideas and creativity into reality by learning to create stuff with tech. Every Wednesday, we chat with incredible inventors and makers from all over the globe. We create cool things together, and we see amazing digital making projects from young people worldwide. We're on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook every Wednesday, and we're stoked that you guys are here with us. Your comments do come through to us live on these platforms, and we love getting all your input and ideas during the show. So feel free to jump in, ask questions, give us your opinion, or just say hi.
Yes, hello. I see Larry from sunny Canada and Joe in Arizona, USA. Welcome, welcome. Yes, we get your messages and questions. We love it. We love it when you get involved. Also, make sure to subscribe here or head to rpf.io/sub. See it right there to get our content as it comes out. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. You make this community. Subscribing to our channel means joining a global community of young digital makers and educators and helps us further our global mission. Come and be a part of the team.
Absolutely. And we are so close to having 2,700 subscribers now, which is amazing. Like everybody, I know we can get to 10,000. So make sure you're subscribed, get our content fresh off the workbench, and let us know how you think we should celebrate the big 10K. Shout outs to Bibek, Ashley, and Thomas, some of our most recent subscribers. Thank you for joining the Raspberry Pi team.
Yes, I want to know y'all's ideas, right? I think it was when we reached 1,000, we brought Cassie on the stream. What should we do next? I see Vocha, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Hello from the Czech Republic. Welcome, welcome. Now, I'm super excited to bring on Al because they actually emailed us at Digital Making at Home to share their project. So let's bring on Al. And for those of you at home, remember, you can always email us, dmah@raspberrypi.org. Al, are you there? Hello,
Hey.
welcome. So great to see you. We're so happy you're here. I know, yes, so excited. Well, Al, let's jump right in. How did you get interested in computers and digital technology? Oh, and it sounds like we're having a little bit of tech issues. It sounds like, Al.
Is that fine?
Ooh, it's coming in. It's coming in. Can you hear them, Mr. C?
Not quite. No, I think we've got quite a bit of lag coming in. I feel that locked
no.
up.
Okay, well, maybe we'll have you pop out and try coming back in, Al, because we definitely want to hear your story. Al has such cool ideas around fashion, also music, DJing. So if we don't get them on this time, don't worry, folks. We'll make it happen soon. But fingers crossed. Let's all cross our fingers for Al to make it happen. Yes. And hello, Mark from the UK. Welcome. Welcome. It's great to see you all here. Now, Mr. C, I don't know if you saw it. I tagged you actually on Twitter. I saw that Becky has a new project out. It's like Zodiac. It's like Zodiac. What's it called? I'm forgetting the word right now. Embroidery, which I'm really excited.
Embroidery, yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna try and make a Cassiopeia one. Fun fact, folks: my dog Cassie is named after Cassiopeia, the constellation. So I definitely want to try that one.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and make the Leo one because like that's my star sign. So I think.
I love that. No, I think that would be really neat. Now, Mr. C, I know we have a project coming up, so maybe we can give folks a little bit of a preview. I know you've been working on something with sound and light.
Yeah,
can you share a little bit?
Things. Yeah, so the project that we'll do a bit later on, we're going to make like a little cloud sculpture. So I was thinking that it would be really nice to put some sounds and lights together in sort of like a nice little cloud, and we'll get to that in a sec. And I've been making a bunch of other stuff lately. I've got my little box of toys here. So this is my magic book. So this is just in prototype. Yeah, it's just in prototype at the moment, but you can see here, so it's got cardboard pages, and then inside it's got these foil inserts that are like cut in shapes. Okay. And so you connect it up to the Raspberry Pi, and then when you touch the little magic wand that I've made, which is here, so you touch the magic wand to the page, and then on the screen it plays sounds and lights, does animations, and like you can have it read the story as well. So the next step of this is like have a self-reading book, which I'm working on now.
12-year-old Christina is crying right now.
Right? Yeah.
That
So
is
I'm thinking
cool.
to have a book that reads itself, like you just turn the pages and it knows what page you're on, and it can start an audio file that you've prepared, or you can have it pull a book that would be text to speech and it could read public domain books from the internet for you. Like that would work too.
That's how did you come up with that idea?
Kindle. Well, just bouncing stuff around for stuff. So I'm very lucky working on informal learning team that I get to make these sorts of things. People go, come up with a crazy thing and teach kids how to do it. It's like, okay, here's one. And like another one is this drum kit. So I've like basically prototyped a little drum kit that comes with drumsticks. So that's my that's it there, see, with a little crash. And I've got like a tom and a snare as well that are just aluminium foil wrapped around things. And then so you take the drumsticks and you can make like, it's kind of like Guitar Hero is cool, but it was never my jam. I was always a drummer when I was a kid. So I've got like Drum Demigod now. I'm going to make my own like scratch version, which is like a little.
Yes, it's amazing. And I love like how both of those just have aluminum foil. And how do you say it in the UK? I know I'm saying it differently.
Aluminium.
Yes. And like that's just, it's something you have at home and you can use that and create such a neat project.
Totally,
That's really neat.
And that's what we were going with the physical computing stuff, is that we use really simple extensions like the one we're going to use today, which is the Raspberry Pi Simple Electronics. And that's sort of the pathway that we're building now for the Raspberry Pi physical computing project site, is that we're going to be doing these sorts of things with young people now. And so we've got a whole bunch of stuff to do today. Should we start carrying on and creating what we've got? So like I've got my Workbench just here. So we'll pop the Workbench up on the screen. You can see that I've got my Raspberry Pi.
Okay.
I've got my resistors, I've got LEDs, I've got jumper cables.
So much fun.
All here, all ready.
Yeah. And I just want to say hi to folks in the chat. Hello to Kevin in California. We have Okudetso, I hope I'm saying it correctly, in Ghana, Chafia in Tunisia. Got a question from Travis about where can we find this video to follow later? On our YouTube channel, Travis. So you can go to rpf.io/sub, and that will get you to our YouTube channel. And all of our streams, future and past ones, are there. So you can always check them out. Thanks for asking, Travis. Now, it's so cool to see the Workbench on screen. We got the Raspberry Pi, we've got the resistors, we've got the LEDs. All right, let's get started.
Gadgets. It's actually nice and tidy at the moment, and you can only see a small portion of it because usually it's like a crazy mess. But I've tidied it up for viewers today.
Yeah. So, I see that Al actually might be able to hop in with us. So let's see if we can get Al.
Hi.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi. Hi.
I'm so sorry. I don't know what happened. Finally.
It's okay. You're here now, and that's all that matters. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Whew, I know. Whew. Let's all take a breather. It's great to have you. Well, Al, let's jump in. I know you had reached out to us after watching Digital Making at Home. So you're a member of this team, and I'm so happy you're here. Tell us, like, how did you get started with digital making and computers?
So I don't exactly remember very much, but I think that one of the main reasons, if not the main itself, was my father, because he used to work a lot on things like computers. He used to work a lot on a computer, and when I was little, actually, that's how I remember, or at least they thought.
Oh no! Okay, so Dad got you interested in computers, which is really neat. I know for me, my dad also. Yeah. Oh, you're coming back, Al.
I was on his next to him while he.
Oh, Al, you're breaking up, and we're not hearing the story.
I started reading the text off of his screen, and he's like.
Oh, I'm sorry, Al. Yeah, we'll definitely try and get you on later, because I'm pulled in, friend. I want to hear more of the story, and I know you have some cool projects to show us. So we'll definitely try another day, folks. Don't worry, we'll bring Al on. And thank you for trying, Al. We'll connect with you soon. We'll send you an email. Don't worry, we've got your email. You've got ours, folks. You've got our emails. If you want to join and share, dmah@raspberrypi.org. All right, I
feel their pain. It's so tough when technology goes down here. There's literally nothing you can do. It's like,
I know, but y'all, Nebraska's got the internet. It works here. It's been working the whole time.
You sound shocked. You sound shocked by that revelation.
No, I mean, just drop something. That's what happens. We're okay. All right, let's bring on that Workbench again.
Totally, right? And so that's the thing. I think, like, I wanted to make something for somebody else, right? And we know that Al makes loads of stuff for other people too. And so I thought that's a really cool thing to do. And I wanted to make something for my daughter because she's about 6 months old now and she hates bedtime. Right. So she doesn't want it. She's more interested in like seeing what's going on and talking to everybody, chasing her big brothers around. So she doesn't really like to go to bed. And I thought something that could calm her down, like a white noise machine tends to work, but I wanted to make something that was cool and interactive. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to make essentially, it's going to be a tiny little storm cloud that we're going to connect some LEDs up to my Raspberry Pi. We're going to code it with Scratch and then wrap them in this big piece of cotton wool that I've got that I use for sort of like cleaning dirty babies. And we're going to wrap it up in the LEDs in that, and it's going to look like a little storm cloud. And this will just be the prototype. So for this sort of project, I would probably do it a little bit differently. I think we would have like a Pi Zero and a Bluetooth speaker and things like that for my finished product. But just to prototype and see if my idea works,
and that's so important, right? Talking about the prototype, talking about what comes before this final project, this final product where they all see. And I just want to acknowledge, like, I love the idea of using our skills to make and improve the lives of others. I think that's such a neat concept, and it might be something as easy as creating something simple and interesting that like makes someone laugh and cheers them up, or entertainment. So I love that we're making this for your daughter. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's really cool, right? And especially at times like now when we're sort of all stuck at home a little bit anyway, and it's nice to have things that you can do for other people, and that makes like a big difference to some people, you know, this small thing. So yeah, let's crack on and make it. Like I've got my Scratch up. I'll share my Scratch. So there we go. So I'm starting from a blank project here, and I've already brought in my Raspberry Pi Simple Electronics extension. So that just adds there so that I can access the GPIO pins. And what I really want to do is quite simple. So I'm going to take some jumper leads and a resistor, and I'm going to wire my LED. So I take a resistor, one of these guys. And so I just pop a resistor in there and then make another one on the other side so that I've got a resistor in my circuit. Okay, so I've got my resistor here in a jumper cable, and then another jumper cable to this one. And then the other end of that goes to my LED. Okay, so I've got my resistor in a circuit, and then that's before I bring it back to earth. I have to make sure I have one of these just to limit the current like we talked about before, and that makes sure that I don't blow my LEDs out. So I'll connect these up as well. And so I'll just, where are we?
Okay. There you are, there you are.
So I've got 4 of these LEDs that I'm going to connect to different pins, and then I'm going to just write some code that will make them flash and like do some interesting things. So I'm going to pop some LEDs on some wires quickly.
Yeah, and you mentioned that we have an extension in Scratch. Can you show folks at home how to get that extension, what they need to click if they don't have it yet?
Adding your extensions is really easy. I'll just pop these things on one hand, and that's cool. So down this little blue button down the bottom left here, you see it lists all of the extensions. And depending on the version of Scratch you're using, you'll get different extensions. So if you're used to using the online version of Scratch, that's quite different to the Scratch desktop. And so this one comes with a few extensions here already built. So GPIO, SenseHat, and Simple Electronics. And they're the ones that we have added into Scratch to work exactly with our Raspberry Pi hardware so we can access the pins. And today we're using this one, Raspberry Pi Simple Electronics, which is really nice, very basic. And you can see the blocks here are sort of when button pressed or turn LED on. They're very, very simple blocks.
I love those. Yeah. I'm seeing folks saying hi. Hello, Kurt. Hi, Hank. Hello, Elias. Hello, S. S is cheering us on. We're almost at 2,700 subscribers on YouTube. Appreciate your support. S, is always great to see you back. Great to see you back. And then Nua from France, welcome. And then Thomas in South Carolina. Fun fact, Thomas, I used to live in South Carolina. So glad that you're here. Great to see y'all.
Okay.
All right. How's it going? Okay. Let's zoom in onto your workbench there.
Okay. It's a bit of chaos, right? So I've got my LEDs wired up. I've got the Raspberry Pi here with these on the pins. Okay. And so I'm using all the lowest numbered pins because that just makes sense to me. So I'm on 2, 3, 4, and 14. They're the 4 pins that I'm using for my light bulb. So if you have a look at my Scratch code, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from an empty project. Okay. So what I want it to do is I want it to play the sounds of rain, right? Because that's like white noise. So I've got some sounds that I've added to my project that I went out and found previously. So these are all like royalty-free sounds you can get. You can get lots of effects. If you just Google them, you can find them, you can access them all over the internet. And so what I've got here is I've got some thunder sounds. So I go to my sounds. I've got a rain sound and some thunder sounds here. So you can see like my rain sound.
Yes.
Okay, so that's kind of like white noise. I've got thunder and 3 different sounds. Okay, so I've got my sounds ready to go, and I want it to play rain on a constant loop. So let's get that organized first. That's actually really easy to do. So I'll say when I start my project, forever, I want you to just play that sound until done. Okay, and I'll go to my sounds and I'll say, take my rain sound. I want play rain until done, and just do that forever. And so now it's just going to play. It's going to play to the end, and then it's going to start again, and that's just going to be a constant loop. But because it's white noise, I don't need to make it tidy. I don't need to go and like find exactly where the wavelength meets and re-loop.
Right.
So we've got that going. So if I click the green flag now, it should just play my rain sound. I'll just check that works.
Let's try to see if it works. And I see Trey from Texas, a makerspace in Texas. Yay, makerspaces. We love our makerspace community and family. Seeing Surajit on Facebook. Hello, Scouting Nate. Hi, Ronnie. Hello, Diego. Great to see you all. Thanks so much for joining. And I love that we're doing, I love thunderstorms. That was something when I used to live in California. You don't get thunderstorms in California. You know where you do get them? South Carolina and Nebraska. So shout out Thomas. We got our thunderstorms in South Carolina. And it's so relaxing. It's actually such a relaxing sound for me. Is this something you've tried with your daughter already? These like
yeah, so she has a little toy that she likes that is like a bit annoying. I find the sound actually. It's like that plinky plonky MIDI music that's like bingo, bingo, bingo. I'm like, oh my gosh, like stop. So I've tried other white noise apps on my phone, like I say, but having to leave my phone when I want her to go to sleep is like, not, particularly convenient, nor do I want really my phone left in the room with the kids. So,
yeah,
this is different. So
yeah, let's fix that problem.
Yeah, totally. So I've got this here. I've got it connected up to my Bluetooth speaker on the desk, which is the way I would want it to work in the room as well, which is a nice thing, just as a little conceit to have. And what I'm setting up now is I've got it to play my rain sound, but I want it to wait a specific number of seconds and then broadcast to itself, basically, the word thunder. So I'm going to tell it that I want it to broadcast my message thunder.
My favorite block is broadcast. And for folks, I think this is when I first learned about broadcast, when I taught it to kids, there was something that just clicks about how code works and how you can have your code talk to other pieces of your program. So I'm excited that we're using broadcast.
Cool. And so I think what I'll do though is when it boots, I'd rather not have a random wait at the beginning. What I'll do is, so when I click the green flag above my forever loop, I'm going to make it wait 1 second, and then I'm going to have it immediately kick that loop. So I know that as soon as it starts today for testing purposes as well, that's cool. I know that when 1 second is passed, it should broadcast my message. If it doesn't, I know there's a problem immediately. So that's my little beginning program. And now I need it to know what to do when you hear thunder. Okay? Right. So it's going to receive that message thunder. And then I want it to do 2 specific things. I want it to play my thunder sound, and I want it to make all of my lights flash in a semi-random pattern. So I would like my lights to kind of overlap. Yeah, twinkly, right? I want it twinkly. That's nice. So I'm going to have them overlap a little bit. So I want one to start early, another one to start a little after, and I want them to kind of overlap one another so I get that lightning-y effect throughout my cloud. And that just means for each one of them, I'll write a script once, because you know me, and then I'll just copy paste that script a bunch of times.
Yes. Definitely. Speaking of messages, broadcasting messages, I see Diego, bienvenidos, Buenos Aires, Argentina. Thank you so much for joining. Peter, hello. And S is sharing, one of my projects has over 15 broadcast blocks. It saves me so much trouble. Agreed, S. Agreed. 100%.
Cool.
All right.
So now I have it. It hears thunder, right? So I hear thunder, and now play my thunder sound. And my sounds here are listed. You can see that rain is my first sound, and my 3 other sounds are thunder. So I only want it to pick a random one between 2 and 4. So don't ever pick the first noise and play rain for 2 minutes. That's not helpful. So I've got to play my thunder sound, but also when I receive thunder, do something else with my lights. So now I want my crazy thing to happen with the lights. And the way I'm going to twinkly, right? So what does twinkly mean to you, Christina?
It means like random lights, random lighting up and turning off. That's what it means to me. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, no, the same. So I think it's random but repetitive twinkling.
Yes.
So I think I'd want a couple of loops with some random thrown in. So for this one here, let's say to start off with, let's make one that I know will get between 10 and 20 flashes. Okay, that's a good number to sort of like, that's the middle of the road. I feel that's sort of like slightly long enough to test what's going on, but not too long that I'm sitting here forever while it does it. And then I want it to turn my light on, right? So I want it to toggle my light. Now, toggle is an interesting one. So toggle is a really nice block to use because what it means is if it's on, turn it off. If it's off, switch it on. So do whatever it's not. So basically, this means hit that switch for me and make it do the opposite. So we're going to toggle our LED, and then we're going to have it do that 10 to 20 times. But every time it shows that LED, I want it to wait a random amount of seconds, but a small number of seconds, so less than a second every time. So I'm going to just do that because I don't want to go back to my other menu. Okay. So that means, right, I know now that if I get 20 flashes at the longest possible one, 20 flashes at 0.3 seconds, I'm looking at, what's that, 6 seconds-ish worth of waiting. And the shortest one I can get is 10 at 0.01, 0.1 of a second will be this flash. And that would be the odds of that happening are very slim, but we'll see. So I've got that. And then the last thing I wanted to do is, in case it flashes an odd number of times, it will leave my light bulb on. I don't want that. So I want it to basically take my LED, whatever your number is LED, and turn you off. Just to make sure that once your loop is complete and you've done the number of repeats I want you to do, you're definitely going to go off. And now that is essentially, that should work for my bulbs. All I want to do now is if I duplicate that 4 times for each bulb, and then I can change the numbers in them, and that's all I really need to do. And then I can just run my code and see if it works. So let's pop them in here. Okay.
I'm seeing Scouting Nate is saying that I didn't know that you could program a Pi in Scratch. I have a Pi 0. Are there plugins for the 0 too, Mr. C?
They're the same. So whether you've got a 0 or you've got a regular Raspberry Pi, the extension works exactly the same. So you can just connect it up to your Pi, run Scratch on your Raspberry Pi 0, or run up from a VNC, which is a really nice way to do it. So you connect your Pi to the Wi-Fi, and then, like, that's what I'm doing now. That's how you're seeing my screen. I'm actually connected to the Raspberry Pi on my desk here by Wi-Fi and just broadcasting the image of what I should be looking at.
Cool. Scouting Nate says thank you.
No worries. It's my pleasure. So I just have to make sure that all of my scripts now have got the right pin numbers for the LEDs that I want. 4. All right, so they've always got to be the same.
What I appreciate too here is, looking at this, I just had this realization of like, that's so much code, but knowing that a lot of it's just been duplicated, right? Like copy and paste, and a lot of it's the same when you really look at it, which is really neat once you have an understanding of Scratch and how it works.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let's have a bit of a play with some of these numbers. That should be fine. And then, yeah, let's see what that does. So now what I'll do is I'll get rid of the desk light on my workbench so that you guys can see a bit.
Oh my gosh, moment of truth.
Moment of truth. Let's see what happens. So we should run the code.
I love it. I'm so at peace.
Right, and then so there we go. So run another loop. Okay. Cool. So it's kind of overwriting itself a little bit fast, I think. So what we want to do is, instead of waiting 3 to 10 seconds, let's make that a little bit longer.
Yeah.
And let's go 6 to 20 seconds. Right, because it was I heard it restarting itself in the middle of my thunderclap. So we'll try it again now. Should be awesome. Okay, so I get to the end of my thunderclap. Cool.
All right, moment of truth again.
Another one coming. Here we go.
That moment. Everyone knows that moment when you're waiting to see if it works. Amazing. It's working.
I'm happy. All right, that works. Good. So now what I want to do is, I've got this stuff here. So this is, it's just the cotton wool. You can buy it in like big rolls from the pharmacy of like Boots or wherever it is that's near you. And so I'm just going to take one of these LEDs, stick it in here and roll it up a little.
We're going to make a cloud.
A little further along and roll it up a little more. Spread it out a bit, and then take a third one, pop it in like here. Roll it over. And remember, we're just prototyping today, so I just want to make sure that my idea looks like a cloud.
Right, yeah. That's such an important point. Remember, for folks at home, for young people, when you're creating something, people have so many prototypes. That's what the process is. You start with an idea, and like we talked about it, Mr. C's inspiration was his daughter, and now we're creating a prototype, and who knows what this could look like next, but you always have to start somewhere, and I love where we're starting right now.
Totally. And I do lots of prototypes too, like you say. So I start here, you see the cardboard drum kit, you know, it's just things that I found lying around the house, wrapped in aluminium foil, and they work. If I was going to make a finished product that I wanted someone to actually play with, that would be a very different prospect. And like this here is just, does the idea work? Does it look like a cloud? Is the idea worth pursuing? And then if it is, let's make it way better. And I'm typing in Scratch. And like I say often, I prototype in Scratch most of the time because I can throw it together. It gives me the idea. And then Python is the next step up for me. So you can put it on Python and put it in a Pioneer, a Blue Sticker, all that stuff, and then make a real cloud, right? I then go away and do some material science. How can you get some really cool foam that might make a proper cloud that you could maybe squish, and I could stick lights in it, all those sorts of things. So
you broke up a little bit there, Mr. C, but I think I'm going to do a quick tailback. You were talking about how for you, when you're prototyping, it's really helpful to just start in Scratch because it's something you're really familiar with. And then you can think about, okay, what's next? How can I use Python for this project? And fun fact, we have a course where folks can learn how to transition from Scratch to Python. So check those out. We have them on our Raspberry Pi courses. And then you mentioned then look into stronger fabric, right? That you might want to use as you're advancing your prototype.
Absolutely, yeah, that's right. So I do lots of steps.
I deciphered the robotic language that was coming in there. Awesome. Oh, I think some folks are excited about your project. Go Thunder. Thanks, Nua. Oh, I love it. And I see Al had said hello to us in the chat. We'll definitely connect with you, Al. We want to bring you on, but we want to be mindful of time and connectivity as well. So we'll connect with you, friend. Don't worry. All right. I love this. So are you going to test it on your daughter this week? And you'll let us know how it goes?
Absolutely. I'm going to stop the project. Cool. Yeah, no, definitely. I will. I'll test it out and I'll let you know how it goes. I think she'll like it. She likes twinkly stuff and it's a soft light too, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be good. Yeah, I think it'll work. Twinkly. It's a twinkly cloud. Good.
I love it. And I think it's just such a neat thing that you mentioned, just that this is your job. You get to make cool things and think about how folks can take these projects and make them at home. And we're getting folks who are just looks really cool. This is awesome. Someone's saying, thanks for all you do. I've been having so much fun with the Raspberry Pi. So really appreciate it. Been able to relive my childhood with RetroPie. Thanks so much, Pancake Factory 1. Yeah, we're so glad you're here. Well, Mr. C, that was so great. Thank you so much. It was really fun to do some creative thinking with you and look at the practicalities of starting to create your ideas from a totally blank project, the brainstorming, the planning, and then making a project is always really fun and creative, but knowing the tools is the really important part, right? That takes a bit of thinking.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, that's my favorite part too, is putting the ideas together, seeing how to make something work. How do I troubleshoot this? What are the things we're going to come across that might be a problem? I mean, getting the lights to flash randomly one after the other. I think from here, that's the thing I'm going to work on next, is making it so that the lights themselves have a bit more of a sequential flow. I want them to move along the cloud almost, like real lightning strikes do. So yeah, I'll get it right. It'll be good.
Oh, I love that. That's something that's been really neat here in Nebraska. And I love Nebraska, and I love the thunderstorms here. First week I was here, purple, blue skies from your desktop background. It was incredible.
Yeah. I miss the thunderstorms from Western Australia too, when they come in off this ocean. We get huge, you see this wall of storm coming with lightning coming through it. I was born in the middle of a really powerful thunderstorm, one of the most powerful thunderstorms in a decade, my mum says.
That's why you're so amazing.
Oh, dude, thank you.
Makes sense. Oh, it makes sense. Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed tonight's show. It was so great to see so many of you getting involved in the chat. Shout outs to S, Chafia, Travis, for all your great contributions, questions. Thank you to everyone. And thank you to Al for trying to join with us this evening. Don't worry, we'll have you on again soon. Now, we have some big news to share, Mr. C. Are you ready for this?
Yes, tell me.
We've got a show coming up, folks. And fun fact, you get to hang out with us this Sunday. This Sunday is Pi Day, March 14th. And we love that. Big fans over here. And we're going to be streaming on Sunday at 7 p.m. GMT to celebrate. We're going to have the Eben Upton, big boss man, to talk about Raspberry Pi, and we'll share some of our favorite Raspberry Pi projects. And of course, we're going to do some making. So yes, you all get to hang out with us. If you're subscribed on YouTube, you'll already see the upcoming stream and event on our channel for this Saturday. Are you excited? How are you feeling, Mr. C?
I'm so stoked. It's going to be really fun. I'm quite looking forward to doing a weekend stream, seeing some people doing it on the Sunday. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be really, really good fun. I hope everyone's going to be there. And that's why you should be subscribed, so you know when they're coming out, you know that it's coming up.
Yes, it's gonna be a lot of fun. We've got costumes. We've got a whole fun episode planned for you all. And we also want to share that we have a special Pi Day greeting. We would love for you all to participate. As soon as we're done here, you can go to rpf.io/Pi Day and record a video and upload it. It could be included in our special Pi Day celebration. You can go in and there'll be instructions there for how you can record a video, and you could be on the stream on Sunday.
Amazing. How cool would that be? We'd love to see all of you on the stream. So please go to rpf.io/Pi Day and record your videos. It is really straightforward and simple, easy thing to do. And thank you all again for being here for the Raspberry Pi Foundation's Digital Making at Home live stream. Remember, we'll see you this Sunday at the same time, 7 p.m. Until then, stay safe and healthy, and we'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye. Catch you later.